This story coming out of Israel, shout out to Drop Site News for uncovering this. A while back, I told you that there was a video that was released and it made its way around social media where it showed Israeli soldiers were sexually assaulting a Palestinian detainee. There were several of them and that one guy. Now it seems as though that Benjamin Netanyahu is admitting that it happened, but no accountability for the soldiers who did what they did. Wait till I show you who they decided to reprimand. Let's get into this here from Drop Site News. IDF orders reveals Palestinian was gang raped by soldiers at, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, I'm sorry. Said Taman was civilian, not a Nakba fighter. Remember we said before, a lot of the people that are detained are civilians. A classified Israeli military order shows the man Israeli soldiers brutally sexually assaulted on camera for 15 minutes was never charged with any crime. For months, pro-Israel advocates claimed he was an elite Hamas Nakba fighter who participated in October 7th to justify the atrocity. Okay, even if he was, that doesn't mean that you can just sexually assault someone. Like this is how far gone like Israel society is. It's insane. The leaked document confirms he was a civilian, one of 1,700 Gazans being held without charge and freed from Israel's torture sites in the recent exchange on October 13th, 2025. Under the deal, Israel has only agreed to free 1,700 Palestinians from Gaza who had not been charged with any crime. They continue to hold over 9,000 Palestinians captive. So this is the document that Drop Site News obtained, showing that that guy that was in that video was a civilian. And we've seen this happen a number of times. Like Israel is a sick society. Let's go on here. I'm just making sure I'm not missing that part. Yeah. The UN video, they talk about it here. Listen.
And in fact, that made the situation worse, in my opinion, because the evidence that we collected about the sexual violence was not that the sexual violence was being perpetrated by individual male soldiers for the purpose of sexual gratification. It was systematic. It was directed towards humiliation of the victims, and humiliation in a way, to go now to this genocide report, that indicated an intention to destroy the sense of identity, the respect and the commonality of the Palestinian people. It was sexual violence used not for the purpose of individual self-gratification, but for the purpose of humiliation and destruction. And it was clearly part of standard operating procedures.
Standard operating procedures that came there from the UN. They have been doing this. And as much as Western media, told you since October 7th, spread that narrative across that Hamas committed those sexual assault atrocities, that was never proven. That was never proven. Multiple people have been able to debunk that, including people that said that they were victims, have come forward and said the exact opposite. A lot of these accusations from Israel are confessions. So they openly admit this and brag about it. And I want to show you this as well from Drop Site News. They even had a press conference. Let me show you here. Let's pause this for a second. These are the soldiers. The Israeli soldiers are holding a press conference. The Israeli soldiers who gang raped a Palestinian detainee at that torture center held a press conference boasting that they are still free. They proudly declared, "We will prevail." As for Israel's military prosecutor, who dared to investigate the case, an investigation that led nowhere due to pressure from the chief of staff, the defense minister, Netanyahu. She allegedly leaked the videos of the assault to the media. She has now been placed under detention. I'll get to that in just a second. But these were the soldiers. And my thing is, don't cover up your face. Well, why are they hiding their faces? You know what I mean? Don't cover up your face. They know that they did this. So they were able to come out and hold a press conference.
נלחמים על הצדק שלהם, לא בשדה הקרב אלא באולמות בית המשפט. עשרות לוחמים שצריכים את הגב של הממשלה, את הגב של המערכת, כי הם הגנו על הבית, ורק בזכותם כולנו כאן היום. אבל במקום חיבוק קיבלנו האשמות. במקום תודה קיבלנו שתיקה. לא נתתם לנו להגיב, לא נתתם לנו להסביר. עשיתם עלינו משפט שדה מול המצלמות, כאילו כבר החלטתם מי אשם. אבל תדעו, אנחנו לא נשתוק. נמשיך להילחם על הצדק בשביל עצמנו, בשביל החברים שלנו, בשביל המשפחות שלנו, בשביל כל מי שיצא עם מדים והגן על הבית.
You guys get the point there. There isn't a translation there for you. I'm so sorry about that. But that's the terror right there. Not the people in Gaza. That's the terror right there. One of them went on to channel 12 News. Let me come forward here. The video in question, this guy here. The soldier from Unit 100 that assaulted a Palestinian detainee was dismissed from the reserves for appearing on TV, revealed his identity, and said, "The days of us staying silent are over. We will stand for truth, and we are here for our comrades." We're starting right about here because you can see the captions here. And there are also bad events that are happening from within. This is one of the soldiers that assaulted that guy.
עלינו להתחזק ולהתקרב ולהבין ולהתאחד.
He said we must strengthen ourselves, unite, get closer in order to win this war.
כדי לנצח במלחמה הזאת. אנחנו לא מתכוונים לשתוק. נגמרו הימים שהפסק.
He said we do not intend to shut up. The days that we have stopped and we are fighting will end.
ואנחנו שותקים. נגמרו. אנחנו נעמוד על האמת. ואנחנו נלחם עליה. ואנחנו כאן בשביל החברים שלנו.
He said we will continue to fight for truth and we are here for our friends.
ואני מבקש מכל עם ישראל, יום ראשון, בשעה 4 בצהריים, בית ליד, תבואו לתמוך בנו.
Then he was asking people, the friends of Israel, to come and support them. Don't he look like a demon? Because you see, they don't see them as people. They don't see Palestinians as human. They see them as vile. They see them as animals. And that's how they treat them. It's disgusting, isn't it? Wait for the crazier part. The other part about this that is like cuckoo bananas, the woman who was the ex-top lawyer, that the one who leaked that video, she was the one who was reprimanded, not the soldiers who assaulted the Palestinian man. Israeli military's ex-top lawyer arrested over leak of video allegedly showing Palestinian detainee abuse. So she's the one that was reprimanded, not those guys. It goes on to say here, this top lawyer of the Israeli military has been arrested as a political showdown deepens over the leaking of a video that allegedly shows severe abuse of a Palestinian detainee by Israeli soldiers. Notice how they word this. It's severe abuse, right? Severe abuse. But they had no problem using the sexual assault, like the sexual the rape story. Remember how they were all running that through like corporate media and they had no evidence with that? But with this, you actually have an actual video and they're saying abuse. They're not saying sexually assault. That is a way to basically, in my opinion, to minimize what Israel is doing to the Palestinian peoples. So they'll exaggerate what Hamas has done and they'll minimize what the IDF is doing. Goes on to say here, this is her here, Majin Yifat Tamir Yerushamali resigned as the military advocate general of the IDF last week, saying she took full responsibility for the leak. On Sunday, the story took a darker turn when she was reported as missing, with the police mounting an hours-long search for her on a beach north of Tel Aviv. She was subsequently found alive and well, police said, but was then taken into custody. The fallout came from that leaked video, and it's intensifying by the day. So apparently she's the one that leaked the video. Here's the video. We're not going to play it, obviously, because it's not something we want to play. But this is the video in question. You can find it very easily on social media, on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's the video. And what you see during this video is that multiple soldiers come in and out, and there's a Palestinian man here, and they brutally assault him. At one point, and again, at one point, they bring in a dog. And they have their shields held up. So these shields they have here, that was to hide their faces. I got to tell you guys again, this is a sick society full of sick people. There's no other way around that for me. Sick society full of sick people. That's the video that was leaked. And that woman, she leaked it, and she's the one that is being held accountable, not the soldiers who sexually assaulted the man. Muhammad said here, the victim of the Israel's gang assault on camera has been identified. I'll withhold his name until he speaks on the record. IDF soldiers, I'm going to be careful with this, but IDF soldiers assaulted him so violently until they exploded his intestines and ruptured his rectum. That's how sick these people are. He underwent 20 surgical operations, colostomy, urostomy, and is still suffering from medical complications until now. Israel released him 3 weeks ago without him ever being charged or tried. They likely released him so he wouldn't be able to testify at court against his rapists who are still at large. The victim is now fearful for his life. He could be killed in any Israeli strike to cover up this atrocity. The IDF top lawyer who opened a sham investigation into this incident a year ago has just been fired, disgraced, detained, and is herself now being investigated. Her only reason for launching a probe into this incident is because this one was caught on camera and the victim was hospitalized with a detailed medical record. So she started her investigation to prevent the ICC from intervening. And that's Israel. And that's who Ben Shapiro supports. Officer Tatum, Mark Levin, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer. This is who they support. And it's not a few people. It is a sick, disgusting society. Because when you don't believe that the Palestinian people are humans, when you don't believe that, you're not going to treat them like they're humans. Sick, disgusting, disgusting society. I sincerely hope, like, I got to tell you guys, like, I sincerely hope that particular incident gets more attention. And I'm like, corporate media ain't really trying to touch it like that, but I'm hoping it gets more attention because that's on video. Now, you still got all these people out there talking about Hamas put babies in ovens. That had been debunked multiple times. No video footage of that. But you have video footage of this. And I don't hear any of those pundits talking about it. I don't hear Scott Jennings at the CNN roundtable talking about this. As much as he points fingers at Hamas, I don't hear Scott Jennings talking about this at all. I don't hear Ben Shapiro talking about this incident. I don't hear any of these people talking about this incident, which is on video. A sick, disgusting society. As I said before, anyone supporting or defending Israel, that is what you are supporting. A sick, disgusting society. Point blank. Point blank. Hey guys, this was a Sabby clip. If you like what you saw, hit that like button and subscribe.